Welcome to Mindset Matters, where we polish the diamond of your mind into a jewel that lets your soul shine. Today's question is, how do you experience stress? Do you experience it by being a fighter? Is that your natural, regular response? I really want to thank you for joining me, and I want to talk about the different stress responses and the modes that we get into, not only so you can identify the mode that you respond with, but really ultimately to help you understand yourself better so that you can create peace in your life. My name is Christine Berry. I'm an advanced soul realignment Akashic practitioner and trainer, and I'm an advanced Bodytalk practitioner and instructor. I want to start by reminding you, if you've seen my other videos, or maybe this is new to you, this is the fourth one in this series, that there are two nervous system states. There is the sympathetic that promotes protection and it creates constriction. It has a very specific purpose. We do not need to be in this state very often or for very long. And then there's the parasympathetic state, which is where we should be spending most of our time because it promotes restoration and creates expansion. We can only be in one state or the other at any given time, although we can flip back and forth rather rapidly. And it's important to know that we can experience each state physically, mentally, and/or emotionally. What I do want to underline here is that most versions of the sympathetic state are actually life-diminishing in nature. So let's look at the fourth and final stress response in this series so that you can see if you not only recognize it in your life, but if you identify with it as the way you respond to stress, because I really do believe that understanding ourselves is the first step to being able to make positive changes. So these are some signs that you might be a sympathetic fighter. You might be scrapping it out. This is physically being engaged in some form of a physical altercation, maybe like a fist fight. Really, it's any type of reactionary, aggressive, angry action. You might be lashing out physically in some way. You may even make thoughtless, cruel retorts on purpose or without meaning to, and then you have to go make amends after the fact. If you are experiencing this mentally, you might be having more along the lines of thoughts or words that come out that are argumentative and irrational. You may lash out verbally. You may find yourself getting involved in vicious gossip or slander, and then you feel bad about it later, or you're so mad that you think they deserve it. You may find yourself having a mindset that's volatile, judgmental, or blame-oriented. You may find yourself thinking angry thoughts, feeling and thinking suspiciously, maybe even plotting revenge for those who have harmed you, or you have perceived to have harmed you. And finally, emotionally, we can feel angry, volatile, irritable, explosive, aggravated, aggressive, revengeful, out of control, irrational, ungrounded, on the verge of dangerous choices even. So there's like a fallout, and maybe even that leads us to feeling really more angry and more upset because now we have made a mess that we don't know how to fix or don't want to fix. I'm here to tell you there is a better way because we each hold the power to stop our own cycles of stress. So the first thing we need to do in any case where we are not liking what we see is we have to pause because we do deserve peace. I really believe that. And we have to pause to make the time and space for us to take action that will help us make changes. And then we have to, in that pause, assess. Meaning understand your stress, which is the purpose of this series, is you can find out which of these stress responses you tend to react with. And then you can figure out how to engage in short and long-term solutions. Ultimately, I want you to know that you can cultivate your parasympathetic nervous system response. You can make it your go-to. You can make it something that you live in more frequently than the sympathetic. And it does take practice, it does take effort, it does take deliberate action, but you could do it. The body and mind only reverse stress when we are in the parasympathetic nervous system state. So I'm telling you this because you want to choose solutions that activate this state for you to be healthy. You're looking for things that create a space for growth, healing, digestion, rest, refreshment, renewal, rebuilding, recharging. These are the types of activities that will activate your parasympathetic response and start to cultivate it so that it becomes your more normal operational process. I really do not believe we are made to be broken. You'll hear me say this whenever you're listening to me practically. And I really believe we all deserve to be healthy, happy, and fulfilled. And one of the ways we can do that is by realizing our patterns and knowing that they do not define us. So we are not failures. We are not bad people. We are just humans. And so realizing that we are humans and that these behaviors don't define us gives us the freedom to start to look for and then confidently make changes. There are really so many solutions, although sometimes it may not feel like it. So I'm here to give you a few. But just know that doing what we have always done in our lives will continue to render us the same results. So when we take new relevant action, it is the best way for us to ensure new desired results. I invite you to use my list of solutions. You can borrow them from me. That's what I'm here for. I have lots of solutions at my website, which we'll talk about in a moment. But I really want to invite you to choose peace today, no matter how you decide to do that. So here are some parasympathetic activities that I really love. Cortices brain balancing is a 2-minute technique that I teach. There's a link below this video, and it takes you to a video that I show you. I teach you how to do this technique for yourself if you don't already know how to do it. You can apply it anytime, anywhere, as often as you want. You cannot overdo it, and I promise you it will help you. The more you do it, the better and the more quickly your body will respond to it, but it really does help you bring you into the parasympathetic nervous system state. I also believe that breathing is of ultimate importance for our well-being, but specifically deliberate breathing. Now, there's tons of types of breathing, and you can really choose from so many. All you have to do is Google it. But know that breathing deliberately, even without a specific routine or a specific pattern you're following, taking in full breaths, exhaling fully, that will start to bring you into a more of a parasympathetic response. And then there's lots of fancy types of breathing that are very, very deliberate, and those can be great too. Guided meditation, any type of meditation really, but I do know that meditation can be daunting. It can seem difficult. So I've created a guided meditation to help you create peace in your life. It's jam-packed with goodies in 6 minutes. The link is below. Please check it out. I really invite you to try it and to use it as often as you want. That's my gift to you, and I hope that you will. There's lots of other types of meditation, so whatever you choose is the right thing for you. Hugs are really awesome. They calm down our heart rate. They bring us into a parasympathetic state. Find people that you love that you can hug because you both will benefit. Walks in nature are very powerful and very uplifting. Not only do we get grounded, we get surrounded by the good vibrations in the forest, in nature. We literally can ground ourselves by putting our feet in the grass. And we also, when we do forest walks, or as the Japanese like to call it, forest bathing, we actually breathe in aromatherapy from the plants and the trees. That is very, very calming and supportive to our nervous system. I love Bodytalk Sessions. Now, you might have noticed I've started with a whole bunch of things that are easy, relatively easy, require very little effort, and really probably no financial output. The next two are a little bit more involved, but they also reap greater results very quickly. So you can do all of the previous ones regularly, and that will get you started. If you find that you think you need more support, or you really don't want to wait and you really want to get on it, I invite you to join me for a Bodytalk session. I'll tell you how to find me in a moment, but there are links below this video. Bodytalk sessions are safe, they're quick, they're effective, and they will help bring you into that parasympathetic state immediately, as well as start to undo the patterns that pop you into the sympathetic state, that pull you out of the parasympathetic. So we start to unravel those patterns and get to the root cause, which is really a long-lasting as well as a short-term solution. So you get the best of both. And finally, I create different series. So I have a peace series that will help you create more peace in your life with lots of good body talk, lots of good understanding, lots of good different techniques that I teach you. So stay tuned for the link below. It will be posted there hopefully very soon. And finally, I have an awesome place for you to come on a monthly basis where we meet, we do body talk. You receive all kinds of good energy at my Good Energy Hub Club. Again, the link is below, and I'll talk in a moment about how you can find me online. Thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to visit me at thegoodenergyhub.com. My wish for you is that you successfully find a way to choose peace today.